This is Circus Fit. I'm Carrie, and today we're going to do my 10-minute stretch routine. So this is a great thing to do when you're kind of having an off day and you don't really want to do a workout, but you still want to get into your body and kind of feel good and get juicy. So let's get started. If you have a block, that's great to use. If you don't have a block, you can kind of use anything that looks like this size. So let's put the block down and start with just some hip circles. Bend your knees, bring your hips around in a circle. We're just going to move around for a few moments in order to get our body a little bit warm and ready to stretch. And we'll go the other way with the hips. Take some deep breaths. And let's take our arms up. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees and roll forward halfway. Tuck the chin. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides, lift up. Exhale, roll down halfway, tuck the chin, pull the belly in and roll down halfway. One more time, inhale, lift up. Exhale, roll down all the way down into your forward fold. Bend your knees a whole lot. I'm going to turn sideways here so you can see. Bend your knees so much that your ribs are on your thighs. So you might have to bend a lot. And then just kind of shake it out a little bit. Yeah, really bring the weight into your feet and let the weight drip down off of your head. And now we're gonna lift the heels and come into a squat as low as you wanna go. And then exhale, bring your hips up and bring your head towards the floor. Inhale, come into a squat. Exhale, lift for a forward fold. One more time like that. Inhale for a squat. Exhale for a forward fold. Come into a squat, reach your arms forward and sit your booty back. And we're gonna roll onto our back just a few times. Nice and slow, rolling forward and back, or maybe just side to side. Lay onto your back, bring your arms out to the sides, and just bring your knees around in a circle one direction and around in the other direction. And you might want to take your knees up and over to one side and the other to get a little active twist here. And then take your knees back to your chest, roll forward and back a few more times. Roll back, and this time come forward into a butterfly stretch, bringing your knees out to the side, bottoms of the feet together, and take your spine in a circle one direction. Juice it up. And take your spine in the other direction. Juice it up. Take an inhale, lift your spine long, hold on to your legs, lift long, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift it up. Cross your feet, come forward into all fours. And take some cat-cow. So spread your fingers nice and wide. Inhale, draw your chest forward, arch your spine. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin. One more time, inhale. Exhale. And now take that around in a circle for Disco Kitty, around a couple times each direction. Change it up. And now bring your hands and your forearms down to the ground, interlace your fingers, and step back into a plank pose. So we're just gonna hang out here for a couple breaths and get a little bit of heat going in the body. Roll your shoulders back, trying to keep your ribs in and your hips nice and low. Rolling the shoulders back for 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees down, reach the hips up and back, and look forward or down, drawing your armpits down towards the floor. You can bring your hips over to the left and over to the right. And then come forward, lay yourself down onto the floor. We're going to do a couple shoulder stretches here. So first, let's bring our right arm straight out to the side from our shoulder. Not down towards our hip, not up over our head, but straight out to the side like a wing. Press that arm down into the floor lightly, and then left hand comes down, and you're just going to twist your left foot back towards your right elbow and get a nice opening through the front of the right shoulder. Breathe into that. If you want a deeper stretch, you can bend your elbow into a cactus arm and do the same stretch. come back through the middle and go to the other side. Arm can be straight. And if you want a deeper stretch, bend the elbow for a cactus arm. Come back into the middle, push your hands into the floor, push your hips up, and take yourself forward into a cat stretch. Hips high, armpits low. So here, let's turn our palms up and walk our elbows in towards the midline to get a nice long stretch through the armpits. If you want, you can take your left hand over your right, pull into your right arm as you bring your hips over to the left, creating traction to press your right armpit towards the floor. You can move to the other side, right hand over the left, pulling the hips towards the right to bring the left armpit and chest towards the floor. Breathe into that. Come back to the middle, and you can even take your hands up towards the sky. Nice deep stretch, bringing your chest and armpits towards the floor. Come on out of that. Come up onto your knees, roll your shoulders back. And let's get into the legs a little bit. So plant your hands down. Let's come into a downward facing dog. Bring the right leg forward into a lunge. Come up onto your fingertips. Bring your left knee down onto the floor and come forward and back a few times. So just coming forward into lunge, back into half splits. Forward into lunge, reaching that left hip towards the floor, and back into your forward fold. One more time. Now come into that lunge, drop your head and sink the left hip towards the floor, the back hip towards the floor for a couple breaths. Straighten the right leg, flex the toes, and then wag your tail. So really find your range of motion through here. Turn your toes out, and you might even want to move your foot a little out to the side from here and dive into your lizard lunge. So toe reaching out, knee reaching out, external rotation, and take some big circles with the hips, or maybe just a side to side. This should feel really luxurious. If you want a deeper stretch here, you can bring your right arm behind you to grab for your left foot to get a quad stretch. If that's too much, take it away. You might even want to take your block underneath your elbows and do a deeper stretch here. Come on up and out of that. Step your right knee back to meet your left and do some big circles with your hips. Go the other way. Let's do the other side. Stepping the left foot between the hands. Right knee is down, coming forward and back. Come forward, drop your chin, and sink that back right hip towards the floor for a few moments. Shake your head no if that feels good. Straighten your left leg again, and then externally and internally rotate. Wag your tail. Really feel that range of motion there. Turn your left foot out to the side, maybe even move it to the left a little bit, and dive into that externally rotated lizard lunge. So your left foot and knee are reaching out towards the side, and you can take your big giant circles with your hips around one direction and around the other direction. And then settle in and get mushy. You don't have to stay in one spot. Feel free to move around just a little bit. If you want to add that quad stretch, you can reach back for your foot with your left hand. Or you can even bring your block in and come down to your elbows and hang out here, shaking your head out. Come on back up, come onto all fours. Sit back onto your feet and roll it out. So get a little bit of motion happening here. Let's finish with a pigeon stretch. So we're going to come back to our hands and knees, The right leg is gonna come forward and then over to the left side, and you're gonna bring that heel towards your body as you bend into your knee. So here's a pigeon stretch. For a lot of people, it's gonna look like this. If you're more flexible, you can bring your leg up towards the front. If you can't seem to get your right booty on the floor, take your block under your booty to support it so you can really relax into this stretch. And you can hang out here. If you want to pause the video and hang out here a little longer, you're welcome to. And then come on up, change to the other side. Left leg comes forward and a little bit over towards the right. Bring your heel towards your body as you bend your knee in and hang out in your pigeon. You might want to move it around a little bit and then lie forward. Feel free to move around, massage with this movement. And then sit onto your left booty and come back into butterfly pose. And take your little circles one more time. One direction and the other direction. Go ahead and lay forward. You can round your spine and straighten your spine. Now cross your ankles, come onto all fours one more time. Tuck your toes, come into a downward dog and walk your hands towards your feet. One more time, bend your knees a lot, hang forward into this stretch. Take one deep breath in. Exhale, roll up to standing, one vertebrae at a time. And you did it. Thanks so much for joining me for this 10-minute stretch, and I hope you get on with the rest of your day. And I hope to see you soon here at Sweet Retreats, Mexico.